Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. The bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race. Although the six powers formed an alliance, it was a very loose alliance. It was, after all, divided into six powers. However, the Freedom Alliance was different. This new superpower was consolidated, and it planned to be a superpower that would exist forever. It was kind of like the Northern Territory Alliance, but it was much larger. It planned to exist forever, so the unity inside the alliance was much stronger. The golden waves were tumbling in the sky and sweeping across everything. The stars and planets were like grains of sand, but they were well protected. There was an island in the golden waves. On the island, thrones were arranged to form the shape of a ring. Various life forms sat on the thrones: flesh and blood type, energy type, metal type, rock type, and plant type, and they were all powerful. Everyone. A towering purple being sat on a purple throne, and his voice echoed through each inch of space and time around it. From now on, the Freedom Alliance will rise in the original universe. Freedom Alliance. For survival, for freedom. All the races present are idle races, and even the most powerful one only has 6 universe masters. Most of the races here only have 1 universe master. Any one of us is weak compared to those 2 teams. If we join the United Forces Alliance, we need to fight even if our lives will be endangered. We can't even gain that much. If we join the humans, the United Forces Alliance might take revenge on us. We're also from a race. We're also a part of the original universe. We can't even be neutral and live our lives in peace and quiet. Nobody wants to live like this. Shahua Island leader looked around. The universe masters were all nodding. Apparently, they were in a dilemma. Even though I'm a universe supreme master, this is a fight between 2 large teams. One universe supreme master can't change anything, said Shahua Island leader. I'm not happy about that either. Why do we even fight in this universe? Because we want to get what we want and guard the most important things to us. To advance. To guard the things we love. And to fulfill that, we first need to be free. If we can't even make our own choice, what are we even guarding? That is why we formed the Freedom Alliance. Shahua Island leader's eyes gleamed, and he went on saying, those universe masters who can't come here sent their avatars. Our alliance has 298 races, and there are 433 universe masters. Once we're united, neither the United Forces Alliance nor the human team can sway us. The humans have mind shock valuables, and both teams have supreme true treasure palaces. But they can't sway us. The mind shock valuable is already exposed, so everyone knows its weakness. As for palace-type supreme true treasures, 20 universe masters combined are enough to resist the swallowing power from Black Prison Tower, Empress Tower, and Star Tower. Even if the humans get more powerful in the future, they have fewer than 20 universe masters. Even if they have 100 in the future, and even if they have 300 with the help of ancient inheritance, we have more than 4,000 universe masters. As time goes by, there will be more. We can defend ourselves against the humans even if they prosper in the future. As long as we stand together, nobody can sway us. Present or future. This is not a crisis for us. Instead, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to become stronger. The voice of Shahua Island leader resounded in the ears of every universe master and inflamed their desire. However, they had been too weak to fulfill them before. Now, as they looked around and saw the thrones and the shadows of more than 400 universe masters, they felt confident. It was an enormous power. And they would surely get more. As time passed, some universe masters left the human race and the United Forces Alliance. After half a month, no universe masters tried to switch sides anymore. There were 298 races, and 433 universe masters in the Freedom Alliance. It was a power that placed excessive pressure on the United Forces Alliance and the human team. Blood-Tooth Star, Demon Race Territory. The minds of the 6 Universe Supreme Masters and the avatars of Star River Master, Black Lotus Master, and Liu Lan Star Master were all present. The alliance of our 6 powers, even if we count the Universe Masters who come to us, many Universe Masters are leaving our alliance these days, and we have fewer than 400 Universe Masters now. Even if we count the Universe Supreme Masters, it might only match the Freedom Alliance. Besides, we can't guarantee the loyalty of those subsidiary races. Even if we're going to fight the humans, we must hold some of them hostage in our miniature universes in case some of them betray us. Which is why our actual power will be weaker than the Freedom Alliance. What should we do? Agree with their terms. The top seniors looked at each other. The Freedom Alliance had indeed named their terms. 1. The inheritance from the ancient civilization would be shared equally, without a doubt. And 2. 2 supreme true treasures would be given to the Freedom Alliance. If the United Forces Alliance did so, the Freedom Alliance would join the United Forces Alliance immediately. 2 supreme true treasures. How greedy. The war against the humans will not only benefit us, but them as well, yet they want 2 supreme true treasures. Is that even a question? Under the same conditions, they'll definitely join the human team. Once they join the human team, the humans will absolutely win. Besides, the humans can give them the inheritance experience from the ancient civilization. Of course, they are more willing to join the human team. They named their terms on purpose. They must have given the humans the conditions, and now they're waiting for a response as well. A supreme true treasure. The Northern Territory Alliance, the Prison Race, and the Crystal Race don't have supreme true treasures. As for the Demon Race, the Bug Race, and the Automaton Race, we have 4 in total. Yet we're supposed to give them 2. Are they serious? Don't worry. The humans will give them an answer. If the humans say no, the negotiations will be much easier. We can negotiate the conditions. The human team was facing a tough decision as well. I need to talk about it with other human universe masters, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Then we'll wait for your response, Primal Chaos City Leader. A phantom-like spring of water flew out of the Primal Secret region. After a while, the human universe masters gathered in the main palace. The representatives from the Freedom Alliance came here before, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Their terms are precisely what we expected. The experience of how to advance from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters, and to limit Universe Supreme Masters. We at least need to give them some of the experience before they join us, and after the war, we'll give them the other part. This is the first situation. As for the second situation, we need to give them the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters for them, at least, to stay neutral. Otherwise, they'll join the United Forces Alliance. Some Universe Masters cursed after hearing this. They are so greedy. So bold. Why shouldn't they be bold? They have so many Universe Masters. They need the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters to at least stay neutral. All the human Universe Masters were upset. However, they couldn't do anything about it, as the Freedom Alliance was making the choice. I won't reply to them first, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Let's wait and see if there's a third way. The humans didn't want to share the experience. After all, they needed to share at least some of the experience with the Universe Masters, no matter how simple the inheritance was. They would only come to their aid if they thought the experience was useful. This was actually helping the Freedom Alliance to grow stronger than it already was. Primal Chaos City Leader looked around the Universe Masters. There's no need to rush. It's a crucial moment, and it's time to share the final secret of the human race. The final secret. Everyone became quiet. They were all shocked. Chaos, what secret do we have? Brother. Chaos. They were all in a daze. They were, after all, already the top beings within the human race. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at the human universe masters and said, Teacher Origin roamed Universe Ocean and was invincible. After that, he went on to a difficult path. He knew it would be difficult, so he waited until Huge Axe became a Universe Supreme Master to start it. Then he left us a valuable to guard the race. After that, he followed his chosen path, and eventually, he was suppressed by the mind of the original universe. Their eyes gleamed. I've been guarding the Primal Secret region, and this is our last defense, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng, Darkness, Peng Gong. You are fighting the other races, and I've been standing guard here. If I don't have anything, how am I supposed to guard it? It's time for you to know exactly what it is I do have. Primal Chaos City Leader turned around. Follow me. Luo Feng and the others looked at each other, then followed Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng and the other Universe Masters followed Primal Chaos City Leader, and walked through the hallway. They could see Boat of Mausoleum floating in Thousand Treasures River in the space behind the palaces. Where are we going, brother? Asked Darkness Master. Even he didn't know about the guarding valuable left by Teacher Origin. Primal Chaos City Leader looked back and said, let's get into Boat of Mausoleum. Even though this is the central area of Primal Secret region, there are lots of Universe Masters from other races. I don't want the information leaked. Let's get into Boat of Mausoleum first, so you all can see it. Luo Feng was curious. After a while, they entered Boat of Mausoleum, which was 100 billion kilometers long, floating on Thousand Treasures River. Boat of Mausoleum is indeed exceptional. Primal Chaos City Leader couldn't help complimenting it. Although it can't make attacks itself, it can easily resist the attacks from Universe Supreme Masters. Even Supreme True Treasures can't do that. With this boat, the last universe portal of our race can be safe. Darkness Master, Peng Gong Master, Long Yang Master, and the others all nodded. Luo Feng smiled as well. It was true. Teacher Origin was suppressed eternally, so the universe portals from the original universe to the primal universe would be fewer and fewer if they were broken, and they couldn't be rebuilt. Even if there were Black Prison Tower and Star Tower, they would still be blasted away, and couldn't protect that universe portal. However, Boat of Mausoleum was much more stable. Luo Feng was confident. In Universe Ocean, even those Level 7 and Level 8 Universe Supreme Masters can't damage Boat of Mausoleum, not to mention those in the original universe. Boat of Mausoleum was 100 billion kilometers long. The universe portal was well protected in a huge room in the boat, making it absolutely safe. In a palace of Boat of Mausoleum, the human universe masters all gathered. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. I'll show you here. Luo Feng and the universe masters were all looking forward to what Primal Chaos City Leader was about to show them. It was a guarding valuable left by Teacher, so it must have been exceptional. Look at it. Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at all the universe masters and stretched out his palm. They all stared at the palm of Primal Chaos City Leader. Suddenly, an object appeared in his palm, and the force of a true treasure permeated from it. Everyone looked bewildered. This is, Luo Feng opened his eyes wide. Peng Gong Master was confused. What is this? Darkness Master was confused as well. An object like a sculpture sat in the right palm of Primal Chaos City Leader. There was an artificial hill, a lake, and a wooden house. The hill, the water, and the house seemed to coexist in harmony, but it appeared to be just a piece of art. The force was ordinary although it had the force of a true treasure. It was, at most, a top-tier true treasure. If it was indeed a supreme true treasure, the force should be suppressing. Luo Feng couldn't help looking at Primal Chaos City Leader. Teacher. The others looked at Primal Chaos City Leader, confused. What is this, Chaos? Is this the guarding valuable left by Teacher Origin? No, this is definitely not a supreme true treasure. How can it guard the race? Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at Luo Feng and the Universe Masters with a smile, then said, I need to infuse it with my godly power before you know the power of this valuable. Godly power burned in his palm, and it infused the valuable immediately. The valuable floated and became much larger. Then a mountain 10,000 kilometers tall showed up in the palace. On the mountainside was a wooden house 100 kilometers tall, and there was a lake with a diameter of 1,000 kilometers in front of the wooden house. "Come," said Primal Chaos City Leader, and he shrank his body to 10 kilometers tall. The others shrank their godly bodies as well. They followed Primal Chaos City Leader, and walked along the lake to the wooden house. "Chaos, what about the power of this valuable?" Peng Gong Master asked. "I haven't triggered the engravings yet," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "Of course, it can't wield the power." He stood beside the lake, and suddenly, a being showed up. It was a barefoot body carrying a rugged stick. A body. Luo Feng was shocked. "This is a complicated valuable," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "Both me and this body of mine need to work together to have enough godly power to drive this valuable." The barefoot body walked to the mountain. It merged with the mountain as soon as it touched it. Primal Chaos City Leader stepped out onto the lake and walked to the center of it. Mountains started to tremble under powerful ripples, and blurry engravings appeared, flashing across space. A green hue extended from the mountain to the sky, covering the sky above it. The lake and the ground trembled. The blurry engravings flowed and disappeared. The ground extended, forming a grey tract of land. The green sky and the grey land met at that wooden house. The wooden house started to gleam brightly. Light covered every inch of the sky and land, and the green sky and grey land kept intersecting with each other, exerting power, forming endless light. Beneath it, Luo Feng, Darkness Master, Long Yang Master, and the others were all amazed. They could feel an enormous source of power. So powerful. My teacher devoted a lot to create this valuable. Primal Chaos City Leader stood on the lake and recalled events from the past. The mountains, the lands, the lakes, and the wooden houses are formed by 36,200 components. The materials are exquisite, yet the techniques are simple. Only after they are combined can they be structured. Mountains, lakes, and wooden houses, these three elements form this sky and land. Teacher said before that this is the primal rule of universe operation. This valuable is called Palm Universe. It's a simplified version of a miniature universe. The Palm Universe can create 2 top-tier level 6 attacks immediately in the area it controls. Plus, it covers an area of 1 square light-year. Everyone was stupefied. This was more incredible than a domain-type Supreme True Treasure. Ordinary Domain Supreme True Treasures could attack within their domains, but Universe Masters couldn't make attacks at top-tier level 6 when using them. After all, Domain True Treasures were used more often for suppression. Only Universe Supreme Masters could use their techniques to make the True Treasures reach top-tier level 6, and only one at a time. However, Primal Chaos City Leader could perform it twice, as if 2 Universe Supreme Masters were making attacks. And they could appear anywhere within the range. "This is a simplified miniature universe," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "Once someone is in this area, it's like being in a miniature universe. I control it. I can attack the target with a single thought. I can even make Universe Supreme Masters feel agonizing pain, and they can't get away from this area in a short time. However, this Palm Universe can only reach top-tier level 6 even in Universe Ocean, so it's more useful in the original universe. Teacher Origin made it to guard our race, and with this valuable, even 2 or 3 Universe Supreme Masters will suffer losses if they try to attack us. Teacher Origin could only create a top-tier true treasure, but when he combined all the true treasures, he had a valuable that was beyond imagination. Darkness Master, Long Yang Master, Huang Jian Master, and the Universe Masters were all dazed. He had made a valuable better than a Domain Supreme True Treasure. Of course, it was weaker than a Domain Supreme True Treasure in Universe Ocean. Machine type. Luo Feng was shocked. This is machine type. The small components form 3 systems, like Shawu Wing. Shawu Wing is also made of lots of components. A pair of white wings, 5 pairs of other wings, and an origin. This Palm Universe is also made of different components, and the core is that wooden house. It's even more complicated than Shawu Wing. Luo Feng exclaimed. Of course, Palm Universe was still a low-tier machine-type valuable. The civilization level of the origin was far superior to Palm Universe. However, in terms of structure, Shuwu Wing was very simple, while Palm Universe was far more complicated. It needed both bodies of Primal Chaos City Leader to use it. However, it was still much simpler than Boat of Mausoleum and Universe Boat. One thing was for certain, this was of machine type, which was why it had such an ordinary appearance, but extraordinary power. It had power at top tier level 6. One is the sky, one is the land, and one is the heart of sky and land, said Peng Gong Master slowly. Dark, light, and the origin, said Darkness Master. All the Universe Masters looked at the simplified universe, as did Luo Feng. Although it was machine type, the technique contained in the Palm Universe had universe operation law, and it was much more advanced than his miniature universe. Time and space combined, and a universe is born. Luo Feng looked at the sky and land, the green sky, the grey land, and the gleaming, golden light, all of which contained the universe operation law. He was mesmerized. After hitting the limit universe night level, he couldn't make the breakthrough. However, inspiration now flooded his mind. Luo Feng looked up, and he smiled. The mountain range, lake, and wooden house were all suspended in the air. With it as the center, everything within the vast space and spread around its surroundings fell within its area of control. This mountain, lake, and wooden house. The greatest area under the influence of its control was a diameter as wide as 1 light year. How vast this region was! And within this region, a single thought could execute the power of a 6th tier as the top level. The various universe masters were all in awe. Impressive. Simply too impressive. In the primal universe, it is even more powerful than a supreme true treasure. The only downside of it is that controlling it is a tad more complex. It requires both bodies of Primal Chaos City Leader to control it together. A simplified miniature universe. How did Teacher Origin achieve that? I cannot fathom it. I simply cannot fathom any of it. Indeed, that's Teacher Origin for you. Only Teacher Origin can create a virtual universe, which has reached a stupefying level on the way the universe revolves. I suppose this must be the reason why he can create this unique treasure, Palm Universe. The part of time and space that was under the influence of this Palm Universe was completely isolated from the outside world. All the universe masters were shocked yet intoxicated by what they saw. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Suddenly, someone realized that there was something not quite right with Luo Feng. Earlier, he was still smiling, but later, he shut his eyes and his entire being started to exude a strange aura. Do not disturb Luo Feng. Darkness Master immediately shouted to stop the others. Within the human race, the majority were not aware that Luo Feng was merely a universe knight. But Darkness Master knew. Could it be that he was going to achieve a breakthrough soon? Darkness Master wondered to himself. Not only him, Primal Chaos City Leader, who was standing above a lake quite a distance away, also saw the seemingly unique state that Luo Feng was in. In his heart, he could not help looking forward with much eagerness. This disciple of mine is going to have a breakthrough soon. Luo Feng was already capable of creating secret techniques at a universe supreme master level, and his law comprehension had already reached the ultimate limit of its bottleneck, whereby he had comprehended Heart of Beast God long ago. He could be said to have met the various expectations, and his avatar was consistently cultivating in a cultivation space within the space of inheritance. With a rate of 10,000 times of time velocity, he had been cultivating for many years. What Luo Feng had accumulated was more than abundant. So even if he was slower, upon enduring a few more years in the outside world, he would be able to break through, that was for sure. If he was fast, the breakthrough could be anytime. This breakthrough. It could occur at a time when he was getting emotional or feeling touched, or just looking at the revolving, starlit sky, or even in a life or death battle. In short, no one knew when it would happen, because at any point in time, with a little touch of his gifted talent, he might be enlightened and thus be able to achieve the breakthrough. Palm Universe was a unique treasure. Luo Feng could not comprehend Shuwu Wings and the Boat of Mausoleum, because they were both too profound. However, Palm Universe was very close by. Since he could create a secret technique at a Universe Supreme Master level, and what this Palm Universe contained was also at the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master, Luo Feng could, therefore, vaguely comprehend it. Just one touch of this Palm Universe, and the bottleneck that he was stuck at for so long seemed to disappear soundlessly. He had, thus, broken through this bottleneck. Luo Feng suddenly opened his eyes. Teacher. Primal Chaos City leader looked over. Teacher and disciple exchanged glances, and mutual understanding traversed the space between them. The look of excitement on Primal Chaos City leader's face was hard to conceal. This disciple of his was beyond formidable. Even though he had yet to achieve his breakthrough, he was already so powerful. Once he achieved his breakthrough, he would be a great help in the final battle that was drawing close. I will first make a trip out, Luo Feng said. Go. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. At the same time, he stopped the execution of Palm Universe right away for Luo Feng to exit. With a single teleportation, Luo Feng disappeared wordlessly. Luo Feng's God country was so endlessly vast that it could be described as inexhaustible. The endless remote ocean was always filled with ripples, and even without any wind, it had waves that rose up to 3 feet high. This endless remote ocean stretched over a diameter of 80 billion kilometers. It was deep and vast, and its normal waves were so big that they were astounding. With this endless remote ocean, together with the additional support from his God country, even if other Universe Supreme Masters were to barge their way in, they would be in for a great loss. The God country that was originally peaceful underwent a change. Just as Luo Feng broke through the bottleneck while he was inside the boat of Mausoleum, the origin laws of the primal universe fell right away. An endless oppressive force enveloped the entire God country. The endless remote ocean that was originally considerably peaceful was suddenly surging with mighty waves. Amidst the endless remote ocean, a figure suddenly emerged. This was Remote Ocean Body. It was looking up into the sky where immeasurably huge, black and white whirlpools were appearing. These rotating whirlpools were enormous, and they carried with them an inexhaustible amount of power. Upon discovering his breakthrough, Luo Feng destroyed his previous remote ocean body, and bred a new one right away. It was the fastest method to get back to God country. Breakthrough. Luo Feng's remote ocean body teleported out into the sky, beyond the edge of the entire remote ocean in a flash. This tremendous momentum is so imposing. Luo Feng looked up into the sky to see that huge whirlpool, which had a diameter greater than tens of billions of kilometers. This was different from the previous 5-colored whirlpool that had appeared when he achieved his breakthrough to become a Universe Knight. This time, it was composed of alternating black and white ones. Within a large black whirlpool, there was a white one, and within this white one, there was another black one. Black whirlpool, then white whirlpool. Black whirlpool, then white whirlpool. Round after round. While exuding a formidable oppressive force, there was a passageway at the center of this huge whirlpool. It was the link between the universe law ocean and Luo Feng's God country. The critical moment. Luo Feng suddenly understood what was happening. It was the most critical moment of his breakthrough, the swallowing of godly power. The endless remote ocean was massive. To increase his godly power, he would need a long, long time. And the bigger his godly body, the stronger the ability to recover. Even if a universe master were to self-destruct suddenly, the speed at which his godly power was consumed during this instant self-destruction was nothing compared to the speed of auto-recovery of remote ocean. The greater the volume, the greater the power. As a result, the speed of recovery would be even more alarming. This was why the endless remote ocean progressed at a very slow pace during its initial stage of growth. For its diameter to double from 10 billion kilometers to 20 billion kilometers, a long time was required. For the diameter to expand from 20 billion kilometers to 80 billion kilometers, it would be much faster. But when the latter was compared to the speed attainable in future expansions, it was still considered to be much slower. Further down the road, the speed would soar to a figure that was exponentially faster. That was how 9 Remoteness Master had been able to create that massive 9 Remoteness Ocean. Luo Feng was about to become a universe master. His endless remote ocean was still far inferior to 9 remoteness ocean. Therefore, Luo Feng would cherish this opportunity even more. The time for swallowing godly power is limited, Luo Feng said to himself. The swallowing must occur at the most efficient rate possible. From the alternating black and white circles that were intertwined at the center of the whirlpool, that whirlpool passageway with a diameter of few tens of billions of kilometers, was pouring out ocean water that was empowered by a formidable godly power. Torrential ocean waters surged out in a frenzied manner. Like an ocean collapsing, the water poured out at a speed so fast that it was simply terrifying. Compared to when Luo Feng achieved a breakthrough to become a universe knight, everything was much faster this time around. Inhale, suck, absorb. Luo Feng used his willpower to the best of his ability, and tried hard to control his endless remote ocean. He was absorbing like crazy, and the transformation took place immediately. His godly power, that was originally 10,000 times the life genes of Night, soared up 100 times to hit a godly level of 10,000 times life genes, a universe master level. Swallow, then transform. The rate at which that whirlpool passageway was pouring out godly power empowered the ocean water totally in sync with the rate which Luo Feng's endless remote ocean absorbed it. The faster he absorbed, the faster the pouring of ocean water would be. Transform. 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 Luo Feng was doing his best to keep everything, and he also noticed that after his willpower got stronger, it brought him more benefits. The powerful willpower also greatly increased the efficiency of the transformation happening under his control. But no matter how great the increase was, it was still not enough. A moment later, peace and quiet resumed in the God country. The oppressive force of the primal universe origin laws was gone, and for a short moment, Luo Feng could swallow godly power to his heart's content. My endless remote ocean has a diameter of 80 billion kilometers. Luo Feng stood in the sky above the remote ocean. Just a while ago, the godly power transformed reached around 15% of the size of my endless remote ocean. Luo Feng estimated that the entire remote ocean must have had an approximate diameter of 80 billion kilometers, of which, more than 40 billion kilometers along its whole diameter was successfully transformed. That was approximately 15% of its entirety. In terms of efficiency, this rate was considered high. After all, the endless remote ocean was massive. When I became a universe knight previously, the rate of transformation was 12%. This time around, the rate has increased a little. I was lucky that my willpower also reached a breakthrough point. If my willpower had not reached the level of a universe supreme master, I'm afraid the transformation of godly power this time around would have been far lesser. Luo Feng continued his descent. He sank down into the endless remote ocean, where his body naturally fell apart and blended into the remote ocean. Soon, a new remote ocean body was formed within the endless remote ocean. This remote ocean body was a lofty figure that was close to 10,000 kilometers tall. Its godly power was 1,000 times that of a universe master life gene level, and it was also 10 times higher than the godly power of Luo Feng himself, when he was still at the universe knight level. The entire endless remote ocean was still resonating with the faraway universe origin law ocean, absorbing its godly power, and trying hard to transform the entire remote ocean. The only pity was that now, the speed had slowed down considerably compared to before. 3 light rays appeared at the same time, within his god country, and transformed into 3 streaks of light high up in the sky. They flew about freely. Bouts of godly power rapidly shot out from the remote ocean below to quickly envelop the 3 godly bodies within their influence. These 3 godly bodies were none other than the original earthling body, golden horned beast body, and Mosha body. In an instant, the 3 godly bodies started to transform. The original earthling body and golden horned beast body's godly powers soared to 100 times, reaching a godly power level of 10,000 times that of a universe master life gene. Mosha body's godly power also soared by 100 times, reaching a godly power level of 100 times that of a universe master life gene. My Mosha body, in terms of godly power, is comparable to my previous original body. The original earthling body, golden horned beast body, Mosha body, and remote ocean body were all full of fighting spirit. His original earthling body and golden horned beast body, with their pinnacle true treasure in hand, could both display an outburst of combat power up to the 6th tier, as the top level. Mosha body, with its blood ghost blade, would also be able to display an outburst of combat power up to the 6th tier. Remote ocean body was equipped with even more methods. Now, I have to address two things. 4 different bodies of Luo Feng flew to the core of his god country. At the public square before his godly palace, the 4 bodies found scattered spots to settle down, where golden horned beast body lay sprawled on the ground. The first thing will be my Mosha body. Luo Feng whispered. After becoming a universe master, the bottleneck of 100 times life genes will no longer be imposed on my Mosha body, which means I can bring the increase to as high as 1000 times life level, or even 10,000 times of life level. Regarding the materials required to increase the life genes, I have already prepared them all. His Mosha body was not a flesh and blood life form, so it could not cultivate the 9-volume manual. Just like any ordinary universe master, it had to reach the level of a universe master before its current 100 times life gene level could increase further. The second thing will be my god country. If I achieve a breakthrough to become a universe master, my god country will become even more complete. Luo Feng looked at his own vast god country. At that moment, his god country was slowly transforming. The expansion of its area was secondary. More importantly, the structure was beginning to stabilize toward an ultimate limit. Once the perfect transformation was completed this time around, the next breakthrough would be that of his god country's miniature universe, which meant that this time, it was already the ultimate level of his god country. This video will end here.